That was pretty funny. We just started the new podcast,
Yeah.
this new episode, and like a second, like literally like 20 seconds into it, we get a FaceTime call from Adam.
Maybe. That was funny. I was really hoping that we were going to be able to hear his audio.
But now we have to cut that anyway. Cause
what actually he suggested not too long ago, this is for real. He suggested that since there's all these quarter-inch inputs, he was wondering if we could do like calls, like a radio show could. So they hear it in the headphones, and you can hear it in the, or your audio gets put into the mic, but then their audio comes in through the interface. And I looked online, Amazon, they sell the thing where it's like you can hook it up to your phone, to the audio import. What the fuck is that? That's called the aux. And then it goes to a quarter-inch, and you can play phone calls through it.
That's a good idea.
So we can
I like that idea a lot.
Hook that up. So he was thinking that we could call Pepe in Japan, because that'd be pretty cool.
It's a good perspective.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so yeah, we tried to start the podcast. So this is take 2 of the beginning of this next podcast. And Adam was at my old restaurant, Cafe Ra in Wallingford. We've talked about it a few times. Got to talk to Louie, my homie, holding it down in the back of the house for God knows. That dude has been there for, I want to say, 10 years now. 10 years he's been doing the same thing, making the same sandwiches.
Good for him.
And he's a fucking monster. Great guy.
How long did you work there?
I worked there for the first time I worked there or the second time I worked there? What are you asking? Total? Okay. The first time I worked there, I only worked there for 8 months, and then I got fired. And the owner,
Is that a good story or what? You got fired?
Yeah, I guess. It's a good story. So the first time I worked at Cafe Ra, I was just like, I was the front. It's like a sandwich shop. That's literally all you need to know about it. You come up to the counter, you order your own sandwich. I put it into the register. It's a fucking ticket service, so you can bring it to the back of the house. They make the sandwich, and then I bring it out. That's literally all I have to do. But then, so that's just a lunch shift from like 3 o'clock to like 8 until we close. But then on the weekends, the kids from high school would come in the morning, and we'd do like a what do you call it, breakfast service. And like since we're right in the middle of the Choate campus, all the Choate kids would come in there, and they wouldn't tip us. And I think I already talked about that on like previous podcast, but it's because they're from different places around the world where tipping isn't a thing, so they don't know to tip. So we would make literally no money, and there was a little bit of a conspiracy as to why myself and another kid got fired, and the owner thought that we were stealing money from the drawer because we weren't making enough, and like we thought we were balling with like $70 cut between 3 people, which is like nothing.
Jack shit.
It's not jack shit. Exactly. So he thought that he was going through the tip outs and through the card transactions and the cash, and he's like, there's got to be money missing here. There's so many tickets. It's not coming out, but he had no actual point of sale system, so he couldn't monitor the actual tracking of it. So it's neither here nor there because, I mean, everything worked out to be totally fine. But I got fired. I got canned. But the same breakup text from another manager, not even the owner, texted us and was like, it's like a short paragraph where it was like, hey, we think that you should leave Cafe Ra. It wasn't you're fired. It's we think you should leave Cafe Ra. We're going in a different direction.
So what were you thinking after you read that text?
After I read the text, I was furious. I was like, this is my job. Like, I didn't really have much to pay for because I was in high school, but it was like I pay my phone bill with this. That's about it, and like the gas on my car. But I was furious. I was like, that's spending money. That means that I can't take out Haley. That means I can't do this weekend. I can't do that on this day. Yada yada yada. And that just means like, oh shit, I'm losing out on $150 to $200 a week. Anyway, after that, so I worked there for like 8 months, and then I got a job at a wooden tap in Wallingford, and I worked there for I think like a summer and a winter, something like that, another like 6-7 months. And then he missed me so much, and I was such a good worker because I was good at my job. I was furious that I got fired because I was good at it. So I was like thrown in as I knew I wasn't stealing money, so I got thrown into like this little pool of people that was like, nah, you're gone. And so he missed me, and he called me back. One of our other friends was like, he spoke out for me. He was like, hey, like, do you ever think that you'd ever hire Jack back? He was like, yeah, I'd give him another shot. And he was like, oh, you give him another shot? Because we need that new position. like, tell him to come in. Got me on the horn. I was at Wooden Tap, and I got the call. And he was like, hey, Chris wants you back. I was like, oh, shit, really? Yo, fuck Wooden Tap. I remember I had an interview for a different job. And I know I'm going on kind of a spiel, but I had an interview for a different job, was currently working at a Wooden Tap, and then Chris told me, or Matt told me that Chris wanted me to come back to work at Raw. And I was like, all right. So I told the management at Wooden Tap, like, hey, I got this interview, and I got another job opportunity lined up. I got to leave early to go to this job interview. I told him that like 2 weeks in advance. Tells me the day of the interview, I'm about to leave. Hey, I'm leaving. I told you about this. He's like, oh, no, you have to finish this shift. And I was this and that. And he basically told me, if you leave, you sign your resignation letter. It was literally the font at the top was like Wooden Tap letter of resignation. Or you finish the shift. And I was like, show me the letter. I was like, he had to go up to the office, took like 15 minutes out of his day to go print out the letter. He's like, you know, this is the only time I've ever had to do this for an employee. Wow. I was like, where do I sign? So then I worked at Raw for like another 2 years after that. So that was your answer to your question.
Did you like get your like final paycheck? Like, was there any other problems?
No, there was no problems with Wooden Tap. I got my W-2.
As a high schooler.
Yeah, as a high schooler. It was like
the severance package.
It was. It was funny.
Here's your $7 in tips.
Yeah, that job was fucking whack. That was super whack. But going off of restaurants, what we wanted to talk about for this podcast today was you worked at Market Grill not too long ago. This had to be what? How long ago?
I was gonna kind of lead into it. I was gonna ask, any like famous people go to Cafe Raw while you were there?
The owner of, I can't remember if it was Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun. The owner would come in because he knew Chris, the owner of Cafe Raw, and Jay Christian. That's about it, though.
I guess it's a little different because it's like a sandwich shop.
Yeah, exactly. It's
so this is what, like 2 or 3 weeks back.
Yeah.
I was working at Market Grill. It's a Sunday night, so usually Sunday nights are pretty dead, and it's like it's supposed to be just pretty relaxing. Whatever, you get your shift on, make some money. That's it. Leave.
Yeah, we close early on Sundays, right?
Yeah, we close a little bit early.
Yeah.
So whatever, I'm just doing my thing, and my coworker, who's a server, Ben, he's like, we have this just random big party coming in, and the name's like Alan, maybe his first name. I don't remember. I think you know who this is. And he's like, he just got his jersey retired, and I'm like,
oh, wait, hold up, wait a minute.
Well, I know Ray Allen just got his jersey retired like the other day.
Yeah.
So is Ray Allen supposed to be coming?
Are you telling me
to Market Grill? And,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
it was, and like the
homie.
restaurant just changed.
Oh yeah,
the whole demeanor of everyone changed. Our manager, just
who is usually very stoic, and like has
and,
her shit under
professional.
control.
She knows what she's doing. She was bugging out. Bugging out. I don't think I've ever seen her like that.
Yeah, exactly.
She was going crazy. Everything had to be perfect.
Yeah. That's a good thing as a manager. It's like, all right, you want to show a high quality guest a high quality time at middle. Market's Grill is like a mid range to higher end restaurant.
So,
but
he called in like 30 minutes before he showed up. So that's like very late notice for a huge party for a restaurant in the first place. 1, so that's already difficult. 2, it's going to be like a famous person.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't even let him. He didn't even come through the front door. He came in through the back. Behind
he
the
came
60s.
In through the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
So
you kind of alluded to tell me that.
Well, I thought I didn't see him walk in, but like I was at his table, and I ran a couple of things to his table. Where was I gonna go with this?
He came in through the back door. See, like the first time you told me the story, I thought that you told me not even that many people realized that Ray Allen was at the restaurant.
That's right.
And I thought that he walked into the front door and had to walk all the way to because the back party room is exactly how it sounds. It's in the back of the restaurant. And it's its own thing, and you have to walk through basically the entire bar room and the kitchen to get to the back party room. How did no one notice that's Ray Allen? I just didn't get that. So right. he came in through the back door. He came with his family. It was almost like a family dinner almost.
Yeah,
exactly.
So he was in the 60s. So I'm I'm eagle and I'm ready to like see when that party comes up. I want
Yeah.
to see what they get, like see what know what I have to
See
do.
what they're spending, yeah.
And I'm waiting for the ticket that have like table 60 whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it just was not coming. But other tickets just kept coming right in front of it, and like right as he got there, we got completely slammed.
Oh, you guys were in the
We
weeds.
were slammed right as he got there, and it was bad. Like the kitchen was almost crashing before he even
before their order
before
came
the
in.
order even went in, right? And so it was ridiculous. So I was just busting my ass the entire time, like running things just back and forth. I had Lisa was expediting for me, like
Nice.
it was ridiculous. I mean, but it ended up going actually really well. So like, I'll say whatever. So he got his appetizers. I brought the calamari out. He had 3 calamaris, and so I brought him to the table. They were like sitting at a couple different tables, and so I brought it up to Ray, and I was like, where should I put him? He was like, oh yeah, just put one over here, one over here. And I was
Oh, he's
like,
calling the
yeah,
shots.
so he's
Oh, shit.
Dr. Ray Allen. It's pretty cool.
That's fucking dope. That's where your story, because I have a story about Ray Allen too. Yeah, that's the homie. Shout out Ray Allen if you ever see this. He's not.
Yeah,
going
he's
to.
super nice. Very
Yeah,
nice guy.
that's the thing, is that a lot of people think or like to think about how superstars are in real life. And so, piggybacking off your story about Ray Allen, I worked at the golf course 2 summers ago now, and at Lyman Orchards in Middlefield, Connecticut. Great course. We got two 18-hole courses and one par 3 9-hole course. That's like the training facility. But apparently, unbeknownst to me, Ray Allen is a regular there. Like when he's not, and when it's summertime in the Northeast, he plays in like New York, I guess, and like a couple links courses in that area, right? Or in like Greenwich.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's wintertime and the weather is shitty, he travels around to the other coast. He goes down to the southern states, yada, yada, just like any famous person would, right? So I just didn't know. It was like halfway into me working at Lyman Orchards that I found this out. And so every day that I'd come in for like the opening shift, which was 5 o'clock in the morning, mind you, that was horrible. That's a whole nother story though. I would come in and I'd check the tee times on the registrar, and I would just look for R. Allen. Come on. I'd scroll through, like not even like the shift that I work. I'd go all day waiting for R. Allen to pop up, and it just never happened. So this one day that I'm working a shotgun tournament where it's just like you got to start working like as soon as you walk in. And after the shotgun tournament went out, my buddy Jeff Zajac, he came outside. Or no, I went inside and I was talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, guess who's on the tee list today?" And I was like, "No, come on, don't tell me," because he fucks around. He's a bullshitter. He goes, "That's right, baby, R. Allen. He's on the tee times." And I was like, "Holy shit!" So I started freaking out, and so I knew that I was gonna be there for when Ray Allen got there. It was my shift, and I didn't tell anyone. So it was just like he pulls up, and I knew it was his car. I could hear it coming from a mile away. He pulls up in a Porsche 911, and it was just crazy fucking dope seeing him pull in. He goes all the way to the back, so he had to walk in. Somebody else took his bags because I had to go do sand on the turn, and so someone else got to come take his bag, set him up on a cart, yada yada yada. He goes practices on the range, then it comes out to the starter, and this is where Adam can probably tell the story better. But essentially, Zajac never told Adam that Ray Allen was coming, so Adam just saw on the tee time R. Allen. That's literally all he saw.
He's not a basketball fan, by the
And
way.
Adam
so
is
it's like
not a basketball buff by
Yeah.
any means, so he doesn't know who the hell Ray Allen is.
Doesn't
I mean,
give a fuck,
if he
honestly.
said his name, if you said
He
Ray Allen,
he knows
he'd-
like the
yeah.
name. He's familiar with like
That he's a basketball player.
He's not an idiot. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
He knows what it is, but like, it's not like he's looking out for that. Like
Exactly.
like you were. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like,
I was ready to go.
R. Allen, not today. R. Allen,
Exactly.
not
So
today.
he steps up to the starter, and he's about to send him off. So Adam gives him a little spiel, blah, blah, blah. It's not 90 degrees today. You can go wherever you want on the course. These guys are going to be off in the next 5 minutes. Just wait till they're on the green, par 5. Let them play through the green, and then you can shoot. Him and his buddy go, "Okay, yeah, sure. On the walkie-talkie that he has on his hip, Zajac from inside, Ray Allen is still standing in front of Adam's face. And from the walkie-talkie inside the pro shop, Zajac goes, "You know that's Ray Allen standing right in front of you, right?" Adam just goes, Tries to turn down the volume really quick. Say something to him. Adam starts busting up laughing. He's like, hey, it's like really nice to meet you. I just didn't know. And he knew that one of our buddies was like a super Celtic fan. Super, like, would fangirl to the ends of the earth for Ray Allen. Favorite basketball player of all time. He said, that kid over there, you should go. Can, like, he come talk to you? Or, like, he doesn't know that you're here. You'd make his day. And Ray Allen said verbatim, let's keep it that way. I was just like, oh, shit. Heard, exactly. Heard is
That's
the
kind of
right
like,
reaction.
Going back to the restaurant, like Lisa was saying, like, you cannot, like, don't, like, try to take pictures with him
Exactly.
or anything. They just want to be treated like normal people.
Yeah, exactly.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. Like, I'm sure people have tried to talk to him about basketball like a million times. But, like, if you find something that they're interested in, like golf, for example, and you start talking golf with Ray Allen, like, that might...
He might connect.
Exactly. That's a better connection
Might
than
get turned on.
in basketball. Because, like, everyone knows him for basketball, but, like, not everybody knows him about golf.
That's right. So I think that's all the time we have right now.
Yeah.
So that'll be another podcast.
We're
Peace
working
out,
on these,
brother.
like, short little snippets more so than, like, our
Yeah, so
usual,
it's just
like,
it's easier to
15-minute hour
consume,
episodes.
easier to digest. It's just
So, yeah, let us know. You put in the comments section. Let us know what you think.
All right, brothers.
All right,
Peace out.
Peace out, man.